Nope. Actually, just wait a little bit. Play for like another 20 minutes or so. Yeah. Boom, 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 boom. Oh, have you heard the news? So you remember how Mitch's mother had cancer? Yeah, well, she doesn't have cancer anymore. Yeah. But, he's looking at the bright side of everything. What? No, if you heard him, he's like,
Mic off. Mic on. Mic off.
After the success of Battlefield 3, the sequel promised so much, and while it was a slow burner, it absolutely delivered. We all know the struggles that Battlefield 4 faced early on though. It's well documented, and most of us were there through the pain of the first few months with netcode problems, crashes, all sorts of issues. I don't want this video to focus on the negatives of Battlefield 4 however, and I want to focus on what made that game great. Because when all the chips fell into place where they were supposed to be, the game was undoubtedly fantastic. Sales figures back that up too. Copies sold at upwards of 13 million. By any game standards, that's a huge figure. And the game actually released in 2013, which honestly feels like a lifetime ago now. 7 years and 3 Battlefield games have come and gone since then, but the memories of the game remain, and it still has a healthy player base even today on PC and console. I think the first thing we have to talk about is destruction, or more specifically, Levolution. When the game was first announced and the marketing campaign kicked off, this was the key phrase being thrown around. There was only in Battlefield and then Levolution. I remember watching the reveal gameplay on Siege of Shanghai for the first time in 2013. I was sat in the Orpheum Theatre in Los Angeles waiting for the Ubisoft press conference to start and staring down at my phone, being blown away when that tower began to crumble and fall down completely. The idea that in a live multiplayer match you could have this huge building just disappear in the middle of a session, which was triggered by the players and changes the whole dynamic of that level, was really impressive to me, and I'm sure it was to other people too. It really gave you that wow moment. Of course, not every map had something as wow, and some of them did come across a bit gimmicky, but they all had something that changed up the gameplay. Flood Zone, for example, became, well, flooded, mixing up the entire flow of the level and introducing boats. On Rogue Transmission, the dish gets annihilated, and Paracel Storm sees a destroyer, which was stuck in the sea, go charging towards land, crashing and eventually changing how one of the flags on the map operates. Overall, there were some really cool moments that when you first experienced them were like nothing you'd ever seen before in a game. It set the bar high. When it came to the weapons, it was really an evolution of Battlefield 3. With both games being modern shooters, there was a lot of crossover in weapons as you would expect. There were some new ones too though. The Ace 23 was a very popular assault rifle. I'm sure that you came across it multiple times. I really believe there was something intrinsically fun about the light machine guns for the support class in BF4. Picking up your favourite and customizing it with the 200 round mag meant that you could go on some absolutely epic back rages. The M249 was my personal favourite, and with 32 players on the other team, you are guaranteed to take at least a few of them out before you're put down. The attachment system in BF4 was a little bit more refined and customizable too compared to BF3. For example, on rifles you could choose between an ergo grip, angled grip or stubby grip for your underbarrel, and then a flash hider, muzzle brake, compensator, heavy barrel, or even a suppressor as your barrel attachment. And each attachment gave you positives and negatives depending on your desired playstyle. And there was a weird system in BF4 where there were multiple attachments that did the same thing, but they were called different things and looked slightly different. It was purely an aesthetic change. For example, the potato grip was identical in stats to the stubby grip, but looked different. Same for the ergo and vertical. I'm not sure why they did that. It was just a nuance of the game, perhaps an attempt to have far more visually customizable weapons, and maybe we'll see a more in-depth version of that in the future if we get another modern game. They toned the suppression down too from BF3. It wasn't as bad, and the gunplay became really refined and satisfying. When you play BF4, one of the things that you definitely notice, perhaps even more so over Battlefield 3, is the vehicle-centric gameplay. Vehicles are incredibly strong in this game, especially APCs. On maps like Siege of Shanghai or Zavod, tanks and APCs can really dominate with a clever driver, and so you have to work as a team to take them out. As an infantry player, and I think the infantry gameplay is fantastic in BF4, the one thing that's the most challenging is often an LAV or an APC. They're just so quick and nimble in this game, and if they're really paying attention, can dodge RPGs quite easily. The one thing to remember though with BF4, of course, is that if you're in need of vehicle repairs, you've got to either rely on a teammate or get out yourself, unlike what happened with BF1 and BF5. The battle pickup system, that definitely introduced some awesome moments into the gameplay. Whether it was getting lucky and finding the one-shot kill 50 cal sniper on the ground and posting up on a hill somewhere, picking people off on an objective that are 200 meters away, or grabbing the spawn of the grenade launcher when you just needed it. These guns were overpowered, and purposefully so. And I just appreciated having them in the mix and giving you another option every once in a while, when perhaps your typical weapons or your class wasn't doing the job. Of course, as I mentioned earlier though, it wasn't all sunshine and rainbows. BF4 struggled early on with some pretty major issues with the game involving its core performance and stability. I think releasing on 5 different platforms at once was probably one of the biggest contributing factors. But to solve this problem, a few months down the line, the CTE was born, the Community Test Environment. Not a new idea in gaming, but the goal of this was to improve the game and ensure that it was working exactly as it should be. Once that initial goal was realized though, having a separate client, a separate branch of the game where changes and fixes could be tested by the larger community player base first, and then fixed and refined until they were ready for the release build. And when the game was stable, the CTE turned into something else entirely. It was now a platform that DICE could use to not only test new gameplay features without impacting the core experience, but also provide new content avenues. The CTE was initially needed though because the game was in such a poor state, and we can't forget that. But as it turned out, the CTE was actually the best thing that could have happened to BF4 in the long term. It enabled things like the community map project to become a reality. And this was spearheaded by DICE LA, where the community had a say on all of the design choices on a map, from the early theming, the blockout, flag positions, you name it. Playtesting of this was available on all stages too, and it definitely offered something very different for the Battlefield franchise. Operation Outbreak, as the map would end up being called, was also a great map to play. One thing that we haven't talked about yet that was a massive improvement over previous games, especially BF3, was the netcode. And that's an overarching term that's thrown around a lot during the early days of BF4. It was a big sticking point though for a lot of players, but thanks to the CTE and DICE LA, it was not only brought to where they wanted it to be, but it was actually improved significantly beyond what we as players could have imagined. The netcode, the hit registration eventually was on point in BF4, and as far as I'm aware, it's still one of the best in multiplayer gaming. There was a point where DICE LA tested high tick rate servers running on the CTE, something that DICE had previously said was not possible. So instead of running at the base 30 tick rate, they were trialing 60 and even 120 servers that were common in games like Counter-Strike. This means that the server updated more frequently, providing a more accurate account of what's going on for all the players. At the time, they weren't even sure if it would go beyond a CTE test, but 60Hz servers became the norm on Battlefield 4, and when BF1 and BF5 launched, 60Hz was the default specification. And the hit reg on both of those games going forward was great, and we've got the CTE and the hard work and time that people put into it to thank for that. Now, I simply couldn't look back on BF4 and not talk about Easter eggs. As polarizing as they are to some people, they are some of my fondest memories of the game, and there's no doubt that they go a long way in actually marketing the game and getting people to talk about it. But the way that the community came together in BF4 to help solve common goals and puzzles is something that will never get old to me. BF4 had some of the best Easter eggs of any Battlefield game, and recently you've seen other gaming franchises attempt to replicate some of that magic. The Phantom program and the build up to the Megalodon though is probably the one that gave you that oh my god, did that actually just happen moment when a giant prehistoric shark jumps out of the water and eats you. It was just a really special time for everyone involved. And of course, as I mentioned, the mystery, the intrigue of the Phantom program, consisting of 4 phases with a dog tag available for each. You had to enter specific codes to gain access to underground bunkers, where eventually the Phantom bow was waiting. It was a little bit more in-depth than that, but that was the gist of it. An insane Easter egg that lasted a long time and was released in multiple stages. There was just some cracking Easter eggs and puzzles in this game, and it gave the players who cared about that kind of stuff almost a game within a game, a new way to play. Now, wrapping things up, BF4, it didn't start as a perfect game, but as time went on, I think BF4 really showed how good it was. And today I still think it's one of the best large-scale modern multiplayer shooters out there. And a large part of that has to be put down to the CTE. DICE LA, DICE Sweden, even some members of Visceral who worked on Hardline were committed to ensuring the game turned out to be as close to their vision as possible. And if the next Battlefield game turns out to be a modern setting, then we can only hope that it builds on the foundations of BF3 and BF4. And with that said, that is all for today, guys. Do let me know down in the comments below what your favorite things, favorite moments of Battlefield 4 were and still are. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like. If you didn't, a dislike. Subscribe for more, and I'll see you in the next one. In the next one. Hi everyone, and welcome to some more Battlefield 5 live gameplay commentary. The last video actually did really well. I was quite surprised. Apparently you guys still want to see BF5, so I thought I'd jump on again and play one of those maps that I didn't really cover that much. Did a little bit, but not that often. And today, of course, as you can see, it's Panzerstorm. I've gone for a Car 98. I fancy doing some long-range sniping. There's someone over here. Where are you? There you are. Got a line of those headshots. I'm sure there was another guy there. Is he AFK? Maybe. Car 98. I think it is the best long-range... You're an enemy. I think it is the best long-range sniper in the game.
Maybe duck next time.
Maybe duck next time. I'm glad that I could help rebuild your head by patting you on the shoulder a few times. Look, it's fine. It's there. I'm glad that you guys enjoy this kind of stuff. Oh my goodness. That's the problem with planes. You don't even hear it coming. You just delete it instantly. Quantigon, thank you for the res.
Danger over there.
As I was saying, I'm glad that you guys enjoy watching this. Like, BF5 isn't really a game that I play that much anymore, but I don't mind hopping on it every now and again, you know. There are some good qualities to this game, in my opinion. Is there any heads that I can blow off here? Just waiting there. Usually there is.
Who has a plan?
There's a head we can blow off. See what I mean? They're always there. That's one thing I remember about this map. Snipey boys. They love it. They love this wall. Crazy support on the videos, by the way, recently. Like, I'm so grateful for everyone. Always tunes in, comes back and watches. That's some great support. I like you guys a lot. You know, it's cool. I've come back to D because it would appear that this is where everyone is. I mean, it's definitely quite Battlefield. Those Tiger tanks are huge.
Enemy tank.
Is that one bigger than normal? This tanks are... I mean, it's definitely quite Battlefield. Those Tiger tanks are huge.
Enemy tank.
Is that one bigger than normal? Are they normally that thick? I don't know, that one just seemed excessively big. Maybe I'm going crazy. I think there's another one back there. Did my grenade go in the right place? It did. I think it would have killed him. Hey, I can res you. It's fine. Don't worry, everything's going to be okay.
I got you.
Oh man, they're really pushing this now, aren't they? I'm gonna move, get a different angle here. Hello.
Enemy assault trooper in the area.
Damn. Thought that was a headshot for sure. I can hear someone. What is that skin? It's that weird Grim Reaper thing with the hood, isn't it? Now, where's this guy over here? Let's see where they've gone. I am the Lord of the Tower. Oh, no. Nice shot. He got his revenge. Well played. There is... Is that a bomber? I don't think I've used this plane. Oh. That's crashed my game. That's not good. I got in that bomber and it just crashed my game. I'll try and reconnect. Well, I think the game was trying to tell me something then. Don't use planes. Especially ones that you haven't used before. That was a full hard lockup crash there. In my task manager, the usage for BF5 was very high. And it was taking up like half of my memory. So that did something really bad, getting in that plane. I wonder if it's like trying to build the shaders for the first time or something and it's just broken. Well, I think this is a different server, but it's a similar score. So I'm going to stay on this one. Spawn at A. Nobody there. Now the surface area of this flare is so small. Although someone did just run into it there. There's two peeps here. Damn it. The other guy was kind of in the same spot, I think. In that building, maybe? Are they all dead? They're all dead. Good job. And we get to hear that awesome music again. I've been working on a video, actually, where I talk about the soundtrack for this game. Because if there's one thing that BF5 got right, it's the soundtrack, man. There are so many absolutely gorgeous audio pieces in the soundtrack. Little bits here and there, little stings, various emotions that you can pick up on. It's very good. I'm gonna get out here because otherwise I'm gonna get murdered by tanks, aren't I?
Could use a new order.
Let's have a look. That tank wants me. Oh, it's
Enemy
him.
artillery up ahead.
Can you shoot through that? I don't know. Got his head on the reload. I'd be annoyed. I'd be annoyed at that. There's someone up here.
I see an enemy scout up ahead.
Oh, I thought that was a hit. I'm sure there's one like here as well. I almost didn't see that guy. Yo, the Car 98 is such a beast, isn't it? So satisfying, the sniping in this game. Very good.
Enemy scout there.
Ooh, wasn't a headshot, but still counts. Hear those sounds. There's bullets whizzing around everywhere. People over at E. Ah,
Watch over there.
missed again. Alright, someone's got my number now. Get my head down. We can get these kills. We can do this. Quick reload. Where are they?
Watch that medic over there.
Nice kills. That's the guy that was shooting at me before. No, no, no. Oh, you're friendly. That's okay.
Pay attention here.
There he is. Trade kill? Yeah, it was. It was a trade kill. Oh, I hate that.
Hostile spotted.
Ooh, that one wasn't a trade kill, my friend. Got the revenge on the respawn. Oh, yes. That's so satisfying. Oh, God. Hello. Oh, I missed that one. Right, sniper's got my number now. Had to fall back a bit there. Where are you? We're at this trench. I think this trench is one of the ones that they added. So they changed the map quite a lot. Changed the load of cover. Oh, hello. Not gonna miss that one. Or that one.
Enemy assault trooper in the area.
There's another one here. Oh, we are rocking, boys. We are absolutely rocking this. Gotta watch out for that vehicle there. What gun did you have? I can't see it. I kind of want to get that guy's gun, whatever it is. I cleared the flag there. That was good. Where did that one go? I'm sure that should have been a headshot. Guys, this gun.
I see one of their medics.
Ridiculous. I love it. Puma. Oh, that sucks. Can be a lot of fun, this map, just concentrating on these 3 flags here. C, D, and A. Kind of running in between them. Sniper's quite a viable class too. What did you have? Oh, the Type 2A. We don't talk about the Type 2A. We don't talk about tanks either.